Night did not bring rest. It only brought quiet. Amara closed the door behind her gently, as if the room might break if she didn't. The sound of the city faded into distant hums, cars passing, voices far away, life continuing without her permission. Her room welcomed her the same way it always did. Silently, modestly, honestly. One narrow bed pressed against the wall. A small wooden table that leaned slightly to the left. A single bulb hanging from the ceiling, flickering like it was unsure whether it wanted to live another day. She sat down slowly, letting the weight of the day sink into her bones. Her feet hurt. Her back ached. Her hands smelled of soap no matter how many times she washed them. She could have slept. She needed sleep. But instead, she reached for her notebook. The cover was worn. Corners bent. Pages yellowed. It wasn't pretty, but it was hers. She opened it carefully. Not dreams. Not wishes. Questions. She stared at the first page for a long moment before writing. Why is there waste everywhere? She remembered trash bins overflowing with paper that had only been used once. Lights left on in empty rooms. Machines running for no reason. Her pen moved slowly. Why are cleaners always tired, but managers always sitting? She paused. That one hurt. She had watched supervisors drink coffee while workers bent their backs. She didn't hate them. She just didn't understand the balance. Her pen hovered again. Why do people who keep the place alive feel invisible? She leaned back and closed her eyes. She wasn't angry. She was curious. She wrote late into the night, stopping only when her fingers cramped and her eyes burned. Each question felt like a small rebellion, quiet, harmless on the surface, but powerful underneath. She closed the notebook and rested her palm on it. "I'm learning," she whispered to the empty room. She lay down, the notebook beside her pillow. Not as a dream, as a promise. The rain came without warning. It hit the glass walls of Kingsford Empire like fists. Hard, loud, unforgiving. Outside, umbrellas fought the wind. Inside, the marble floors turned slick and dangerous. People walked faster. Security grew tense. Then, it happened. A sudden slip. A sharp gasp. A heavy body hitting marble. Mr. Harold Kingsford fell. For a moment, time stopped. Then chaos exploded. People screamed. Someone shouted for help. Phones appeared in hands, not to call for assistance, but to record. Security guards ran in different directions, unsure which one was correct. Amara didn't think. She didn't freeze. She dropped her mop. The sound echoed louder than anything else. She ran. Her knees hit the floor as she reached in. She cradled his head carefully, feeling how fragile he suddenly was. The powerful man who owned everything now struggled just to breathe. "Sir," she whispered, her voice shaking, "stay with me." Rainwater from his coat soaked into her uniform. The floor was freezing, but she didn't move. People stood around, watching, waiting. She stayed. She kept talking, softly, calmly, like she was afraid silence might take him away. When the ambulance finally arrived, paramedics rushed in. As they lifted him onto the stretcher, his hand found hers. His grip was weak, but intentional. "Thank you, my girl," he whispered. Her throat tightened. She nodded, unable to speak. As the ambulance doors closed, Amara stood there, wet, shaking, forgotten again. But something had changed. She just didn't know it yet. The meeting room was too big, too quiet, too clean. Amara stood near the door, unsure if she was even allowed to sit. The chair felt expensive, like it wasn't meant for someone like her. Lawyers lined the table. Dark suits. Serious faces. Papers stacked neatly in front of them. One cleared his throat. "Amara Benson." Her heart skipped. "Yes, sir. Mr. Harold Kingsford has passed." The words fell slowly, heavily. Her chest tightened. She looked down at her hands, hands that had held his head, hands that had stayed when others only watched. "I'm sorry," she whispered. The lawyer continued. "He left you everything." The room seemed to tilt. She blinked once, twice. I don't understand," she said quietly. "Everything like his office." The lawyer adjusted his glasses. "No," he said. "The Empire." Silence swallowed the room. Amara laughed, not because it was funny, but because her mind refused to accept it. This isn't right, she said softly. I still have floors to clean. No one laughed. Because it wasn't a joke. The world reacted before Amara did. Headlines screamed. Phones buzzed. People whispered. Maid inherits empire. The same hallways felt different now. People stopped walking when she passed. Some bowed their heads. Some forced smiles. Some suddenly remembered her name. The man with the expensive shoes approached her carefully. Good morning, he said. Amara looked at his shoes. Then at him. She smiled gently. Careful, she said. Your shoes are still expensive. The silence that followed felt fair. Amara didn't shout. She didn't threaten. She didn't try to prove anything. She fixed what she understood. New tools replaced broken ones. Salaries rose slowly, but honestly. Rules changed quietly. Chairs appeared where workers once stood all day. Then came the day she made managers clean one floor. Just one. Some laughed nervously. Some complained. Some cried. Amara watched calmly. This, she said softly, is how invisibility feels. No anger. Just truth. The empire didn't fall. It breathed. People spoke more freely. Workers stood taller. Hallways felt warmer, not because of money, but because of care. Amara never forgot where she came from, because forgetting would mean dirt could grow again. Late one evening, Amara stood alone in the same hallway where she once scrubbed floors. The marble shined. She saw her reflection now. I didn't rise because of luck, she whispered. I rose because I never stopped thinking, even when no one was watching. What would you change first? Does hard work still matter today? Or was this fate?